This video, I'm going to show you how to make this awesome cryptocurrency dashboard. This cryptocurrency dashboard has this really cool dynamic chart you can see here of the change in cryptocurrency prices over the past year. It has cryptocurrency price tracking, their price versus the all-time high, some sparklines showing their trends over the past 365 days, and a nice pie chart showing your portfolio. So in this video, I'm going to break this down step by step how you're going to generate this cool dashboard. First thing I'm going to show you how to do is generate this little section down the bottom here. What we're going to do is actually show you how I generate the symbols. So how I inserted images into my Google Sheet is I used the image function. So you can see here equals image. And then what I did was actually I just used the URL of the ping for the image. For all these images, I'm using cryptologos.cc. So if you jump over to cryptologos.cc and just look for the cryptocurrency that you're looking for, let's take Shiba Inu in this case, and then you just click on their ping value. You can just copy the ping URL, so everything up to .png, and then insert it into Google Sheets, and it'll put the logo in there. So a nice little function. Next part here is just the cryptocurrencies I'm interested in and their ticker symbol. So just entering in text here. But the interesting part here next is actually getting their prices. So how we're using this is the import data function. So you can see here import equals import data, and then what I'm going to is cryptoprices.cc to pull in this data. So if you just jump over to cryptoprices.cc, they give you a list of all the crypto prices that they're tracking and the all-time highs. So you can see here cryptoprices.cc/Bitcoin, and then as I jump on down through them, for the one here at the bottom, you can see cryptoprices.cc/BNB for Binance coin. So a very simple way of pulling in prices like into your sheet. You can also do this for the all-time high, as I mentioned. And if you go onto Cryptoprices.cc again and look at the cryptocurrency/ATH, it'll pull out the all-time high that you'll see. And that could be of interest if you're looking to track actually where we at versus where its previous peak was. What I've done here is actually just done the price currently that we're at minus all-time high. So you can see these are all negative values. And a very simple nominal portfolio value, which is the amount of currency that you could hold for this. So let's say half a Bitcoin or 10 Ethereum. And we're just multiplying this by the current price of the cryptocurrency. So very simple math here in the sheet. What we can do with this then is actually we can generate a little pie chart. So we can go select all of the cryptocurrency prices there or our portfolio value, and select chart. And that'll generate a nice little pie chart for us. If we want to label this chart here, we just click on label, select our data range, which is our tracker symbol, and then we can just go click that in, and we can see Binance, Ethereum, and Bitcoin here. So super straightforward, just looking at the share of the cryptocurrencies in your portfolio. Next, the really nice part of the dashboard is generating this dynamic price tracker over the past year. So first thing that we've done is actually we've done this drop down menu, which is super straightforward, and I'll show you how to generate one of these next. And what I'm using actually this drop down menu for is actually to pull data for a specific period for us. So let's add another one here. So what we can do is we can go insert, and we can do drop down, and then you can just put in, let's say, your ticker names here. So BTC or ADA, whatever cryptocurrencies you're interested in. Let's say SOL for Solano. But I don't actually think Google function supports Solano. So let's use XRP. And then you can just save that as done. You can also change their prices. Or if you had a duplicated drop down like I have here, you can just remove that. Remove that list here. So delete that. You can see my drop down here. We can just change these, but again, we could also just change the colors if we really wanted. Press done here, and then we'll drop down, and ADL will be pink here. Now what I've done this drop down menu first. Dynamically, I want to be able to see this chart for each of the cryptocurrencies that I'm interested in. It's a nice way of seeing it. And what this does and what the drop down function is actually really is to pull off a Google Finance function and get that data for me over the last year. So where this drop down points towards and where it's telling the data to generate this chart is, if I scroll down a bit here, is I'm pulling the I'm using the Google Finance function to pull this cryptocurrency price over the last 365 days. So today, minus 365 days here. So you can see I'm using equals Google Finance and then the currency. I'm using this and B2 and to send this Google Finance function back to the cryptocurrency drop down I was just showing you versus US dollar, the price minus today. So this actually generates this dynamic Google Finance function that will change based on my drop down. So it generates a nice chart here, but this chart is actually generated from my Google Finance formula or function that I have here. So that's really nice. And what we can do is actually we can just build out this chart here again if we really wanted. So we can just go insert chart and let's get some data ranges here. I know my data range is all of our dynamically pulled data here. Let's jump down the bottom here. We're down to like 396 or 401 in this case. And then press OK. And let's jump up the top here. And it's a bit of a messy chart, but we want to pull in a date function. So let's go to, let's change this, remove, and we'll see a nice chart function here. And then what we can do then is we can add a label or an x-axis here. Let's do this, and that'll pull our dates in here fairly nicely. So you can just change how, you don't want to do that. You can just change how some of this is displayed. So just going to delete that quickly. So that's how we generate a dynamic chart. The last part I'm going to chat about here is these little trend lines that I have. Versus a dynamic function, what I've used here is a static function, even though it's going to pull off the last 365 days and update daily. Again, instead of actually being directed towards the drop-down menu, I've just put in the currency here. So you can see here, equals Google Finance currency equals Bitcoin USD, and then today minus 365 days, and then today. And that's how this currency works. And what it does is once you put it in, it'll just shoot all this data into your Google Sheet. And that allows me to generate this little sparkline here. So this sparkline is actually just pulling off this data, as you can see. And it's doing the same for all of these sparklines. So it's just a nice way of visually actually looking at the cryptocurrency trends over time, while also looking at the main chart that we have. So that's a fairly straightforward way of actually building this cryptocurrency dashboard. I'll try and put all the links in the descriptions and everything I've talked about in the description too. Thank you for watching.